In the past, I've shared how to make the magic pot holder, the magic bowl cozy, and today we're doing the magic soap saver, and I'm so excited to share it with you. These are perfect for a new bar of soap or for those little leftover pieces. And just like the other magic projects, this is so simple to make. There's no sewing required, no increases or decreases, and I think I made this under 30 minutes. For my soap savers, I used a weight 4 cotton yarn with a 5mm hook. Now, if you've made these before, just use whatever yarn and hook size you prefer. But if this is your first time, I do recommend a cotton yarn. A mercerized cotton would work just as well. This is because they're both highly absorbent and they dry quickly. For more info about the yarn I used and how much of it, you can find all of that in the description box below the video. Adding a slip knot to my hook. A typical size for a soap saver is about 3.5 by 5 inches, but this is really easy to customize. You're just going to make a chain to the width that you want, making sure it's an odd number. So for example here, I'm using a chain of 13. The reason we're using an odd number is because when we're finished with the first row, we want to have an even number. So for example here, my 13 is going to turn to 12. Since we're doing that, I do recommend that you work in the back bump or that back stitch of the chain. It'll make everything look a lot neater. If you decide you want to do in the front, 1, 2, but if you're working with me on the back, flip it over, look for those bumps, 1, 2. Single crochet. Continue adding a single crochet in each chain all the way down to the end. Again, this will give you 12 single crochets. To continue on, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just rotating and going right back into the same chains, adding a single crochet. No increases, we're just going right into it. So you'll have 12 single crochets on each side. I'm going to refer to this as rounds because we did go around. So after round 1, you should have 24 single crochets. And I would recommend that you do plot those out. Make sure that you see them because you're going to be working into all of them for the rest of the project. I'm going to add a stitch marker into the very last stitch that I did just so that both of us can see it very clearly. We're going to be working in a continuous spiral and you don't really need to do this, but it does help at first to keep track of your rounds. From here on out, we're going to be doing the moss stitch, which is basically a chain 1, skip 1, single crochet all the way around. So this way it's dense enough to hold those soap pieces, but open enough to give your fabric some air. So to begin, chain 1. Here's my very first single crochet from the previous round. I'm going to skip it and work a single crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next. Continue doing this all the way around. We're not making corners, no increases, just following the sequence. Last stitch of the round. That's round 2 completed, and already you'll feel everything kind of curling in. That's what you want because it's forming the sides. For every round now, you'll continue on with 24 stitches, 12 single crochets, and 12 chain 1 spaces. Starting on round 3 now, we're going to be working into the chain 1 spaces. So chain 1, skip over the next single crochet, and work a single in the chain 1 space. chain 1, skip over the single, and work in the chain 1 space. If you're having a hard time finding where to put your stitch, look for your single crochet. You're going to see a little strand of yarn. That's part of your single crochet. Do not work into it or in between it. Up above it, you'll see a chain. That's where you want to work into. Continue this all the way around. If you don't want to use a stitch marker, you know you've completed a round when the tail is on the opposite side. I actually don't recommend keeping a stitch marker in as you're working the rounds, only because it may get a little confusing. Your stitch marker is going to start moving round after round. It's not always going to stay on the side where you started. That's just the nature of working in a spiral. You're not doing anything wrong. So what I found is a lot more helpful is to hold on to that tail. Whenever I see it on the opposite side, I know I've done a full rotation or a full round. And now you're just going to continue working in a spiral until you reach the height that you want your saver to be. For mine, I want it to be 5 inches. Again, if you're having a hard time seeing where your chain 1 spaces are, look for the V of your single crochet and the little band of yarn next to it. That's your single crochet. Otherwise, it's a chain space. So here's my next single crochet. There's the bar to it. There's my chain space. The moss stitch is so easy, but in those kind of ways, it makes it a little bit tricky. I completed my last round. Here's the tail on the opposite side of the active yarn. This will give me plenty of space for my biggest bar of soap. Here's the one that's actually going to go in here, pink to match. To fasten off, I'm going to do an invisible join. I'm just going to snip the yarn, pull it through, grab your favorite yarn needle. This is mine. Skip over the top of the first stitch, move over to the next, go under both loops, and then go back over to the back loop only, to create the top of the stitch. And then what I like to do is just go back in underneath to anchor that stitch in. And then weave in your end using your favorite method. For the drawstring, I like to keep it very simple. You can either use a stretch of yarn or you can make a chain. Either way, you want to make it about 4 times the width of your soap saver. Give yourself a little bit of a tail to work with. You can always cut it off later. I don't have a specific chain count for you here. I'll let you know after we've done this how many I came up with. I just want to make sure I have 4 times the width so that you know you have plenty. And this could change, so don't commit to it. You may want to take some away. So I've got more than enough here to play with. I'm going to give myself a nice long tail. With the yarn needle, we're going to weave it through the chain 1 spaces, just alternating back and forth. So pick one side. So I'm pretty lined up here, going in, and then I'm just going to alternate between the chain 1 spaces here. Just going in and out. In, out. This is really easy with just a stretch of yarn. It takes a little bit longer because this is a little bit thicker as a chain. Okay, coming back to the beginning. This is going to be your hanger, so if you find that that's too long for you, then you can always shorten it. I'm going to go in to the chain and just undo. Once you've figured out the length that you like, then you can count your chains, and then you'll always have that for your future ones. I probably did about 30 or 40 chains. This is the time to add any kind of bead or charm that you want to use as your pulley or just for decoration. Whatever you use, you want to thread it through before you secure everything. And then when you're happy with everything, it's time to secure it. You're just going to do a knot. I'm just wrapping it around my fingers, going through, gently pulling it towards the two ends. To secure. And I'm just going to cut the two ends, not too close, and you're all set. And that's your magic soap saver. If you want, you can explore different patterns. You could try it with a V-stitch, same kind of concept. You're just going to stick with the same stitches all the way around. So whatever your stitch count is at the beginning, you're just going to continue it without any increases or decreases. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, a like is always appreciated. If you've never heard of the magic pot holder, I do recommend you watch that next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.